Hello there, beautiful soul, my Sagittarius friend. Welcome to the Divine Phoenix Rising Tarot. I am Zachary. Thank you for joining me here today. So this is going to be a reading for October 5th October 30th through November 5th. Almost had it a little backwards there. October 30th through November 5th. So thank you for joining me. I'm just going to dive right in with your animal spirit totem for the week. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. And in that vein, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. All fantastic ways to support me if you enjoy what I'm creating here, what we are creating together. And I do have my Cash App and PayPal. If things do resonate with you and you do feel like supporting me in a more financial way, thank you guys so much. Those that have already, I love you so much and thank you. It's absolutely not mandatory. Just being here, I am so grateful. So thank you so much. And feel free to check out your rising, moon, and Venus signs as well for any more additional information on what's coming for you this next week, especially if you're looking for love. Check out your Venus and moon signs because that's going to be more in the emotional realm. Okay. All right. So, and also speaking of love, we'll get into this. Okay. I just got my microphones in the mail. Aries got screwed over and didn't get the microphones yet. So this is kind of a test run. I mean, I've tested them out a little bit, but please let me know what you guys think with the new sound, if it's working for you, if it's not working for you. I've actually got 2 mics recording right now. So let me know if it's too much, if it's not enough, what I can give you a little bit more of, what I can give you a little bit less of, okay? I really, really appreciate the input. That's very helpful for me. So your animal totem for the week is deer. Love, 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 love. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Ah, yay. And I think you didn't have the deer. This is the first time I pulled deer. There was something about grace for you last week too, I feel like. Last week was all about learning how to survive through the self, because we're stepping away from, and all of us are doing this, but there was a strong point for my Sagittarian friends about just learning to be yourself, okay? Whatever it is that's holding you back from really stepping into that authenticity that is you're being encouraged to get it the heck out of here. It doesn't belong anywhere near you anymore, okay? So, and these cards, speaking with the new microphones, I'm gonna shuffle them a couple times. I do pre-shuffle these a little bit as well, but I like to show you that I'm shuffling them too. If they're too loud on the microphones here, I kind of felt like they were, please let me know. Then I'll just start waterfall shuffling. I'm sensitive to sounds though, and I'm sure some of you guys are too. So we're looking for Sagittarius for the week of October 30th through November 5th. One thing that I do love, I mean, there's several things I love about these microphones. The sound is a lot better, but you can't hear the freaking traffic near my house, which is so nice. I can still hear it. It doesn't cancel it out for me, but it was giving me a lot of anxiety knowing that you guys could hear it too. So, yay! What a happy start. Okay. Sagittarius. What do we got? And Aries finally had some good news coming in, so hopefully we can start changing the tides. I feel like this is similar to what you've had before, last week even. Queen of Swords, remember being honest? Running towards your goals or running away from it. Instead, you saw me shuffle here. Instead of, oh my gosh, leaving something behind. We'll get into this. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, like, I doubt myself or what's going on here, but then stuff like this happens. And especially as I'm doing this a little bit more and getting to see the difference between each of the signs here, like, I don't know. Something else is definitely guiding this to a degree. So a little bit spooky. I don't watch horror films. I just do tarot. My life is a horror. All right, so we're looking for love and career for Sagittarius. And this week, I'm actually adding an additional card to both sections. So we're doing 3 cards in both instead of 2. And I'll share with you guys too, like I'm just sharing every sign. Decided to open up a little bit more about my story here. And there's a lot to it. I'm not going to get into all of it, but the portion that I'm sharing this week is I was diagnosed with narcolepsy at the end of last year. And it's something that I've been living with my whole life, but didn't realize it. I definitely self-medicated a lot. Used smoke a lot of cigarettes to stay awake during the day and a lot of energy drinks and that sort of thing. And just kind of figured, you know, everyone's tired, right? Well, I'm a little different. I just was, like I said, self-medicating, just kind of sucking it up and getting through. And this week, I've definitely had a little bit less energy. You guys, I don't know, there's something about getting into Sagittarius reading, that fire energy. You are my sister sign with Gemini air and fire there. We're opposite on the wheel. There definitely is an amount of energy that comes just tapping into your energy. So thank you for that. I know we kind of feed each other, but I bring it up because I've had some people, and I'll go over the cards that are being pulled here. I've had some people come forward in the comments when I'm talking about things like fear not being real or not giving into that fear. There have been some people coming forward. Love is looking great, you guys. Oh my God. Okay. And same with career. This is a good week for you. So, but I've had people come forward and say things like, you know, they're dealing with really, really difficult health stuff like cancer, stage 4 cancers and things. And I'm not trying to be dismissive or diminutive about fear that is surrounding potential realities or even more substantial probable realities with certain situations. What I'm trying to get across is that when we give into fear, it is most assuredly making that fear real. Okay. And I just felt compelled to start sharing portions of my story so you guys can get to know me a little bit better and start understanding a little bit more where I'm coming from, what I've been through in my life. Narcolepsy is one of those things that really, really sucks. I'm going to be honest with you. I fall asleep during the day, can't stay awake during the day, and then I can't sleep at night. And I also have cataplexy attached to that, which is a loss of muscle control or tone within intense emotions. So you may notice when I get tired, my head may droop to the side, or if I'm laughing a lot, my knees may buckle. But I've had moments in my life where I've gone fully paralyzed, and that's absolutely terrifying. So I just am trying to express here. I'm not trying to talk out of my ass anyway. When I'm talking about fear, I know fear. And I know that fear is different for everybody, but one thing that I do understand about fear is that it only 100% of the time becomes real when you let it be, when you give into it. In this situation, I very well could just say, well, and I've struggled, I'm grieving, you guys, I'm still grieving in that process of this understanding. Like, I've always thought that, oh, something's going to get better. Well, you know, there's quality of life adjustments that we can make with medication and things, but the reality is that's just my life. That's how it is for anybody who has a lifelong illness or has lost something so severely that it affects them to that degree, you know. We all have something in our lives that we have to accept at some point. And so I definitely do my best to bring humor to the situation because humor is healing. And so I just want you guys to know that I'm never trying to be dismissive or diminutive about what you may be going through yourself. This is a general reading, and it's impossible for me to include every single outlier in the situation. Okay. I love you all, and it's never my intention to hurt you guys. So I just wanted to throw that out there and to share a little bit more about myself. So let's get started on your read because this looks good. This looks really, really good. You guys have love. You have love, 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 and you've got love. So Knight of Swords is the energy you're starting the week with. And Knight of Swords, I swear to God, you guys had this last week too, in the same position, the energy that you were coming in with. So this is, and last week it was about you running from something. Was that you guys? I swear it was you. It may have been Taurus. This energy, actually, this has come up for quite a few signs. And the Queen of Swords and Eight of Cups. So this is being the eclipse period here. We have an lunar eclipse on the 28th. And I didn't mention that in my readings this last week because, I don't know, I didn't. I'm going through my own things too here. I'm actually, you guys, YouTube is examining my account right now, going through the process of monetization. It'll be 3 weeks tomorrow. I am just like, thank you guys so much. This wouldn't have been possible without support from viewers like you. This is such a magical endeavor for me and moment. And if you've seen my other subscriber success videos, I do cry because I do get overcome with emotion in the best possible and beautiful way. I love to feel. It's a healing experience. So I'm not going to cry right now, but you know, you'll get me again. Don't worry. So the energy has been coming through that if this was you, I believe it was, you're avoiding, it was you. You were avoiding your true self, what you needed to see, the phone call that's coming in, the sticky note from FedEx or UPS. I don't know what other countries have as far as delivery goes. Maybe you do have FedEx. But leaving that notice on your door that there's a package waiting for you, you've been ignoring that and focusing on your work, focusing on whatever it is. You track star, you runner, runner and a stunner. This week, I'm actually getting that it's kind of similar. Like, it's not as strong of a message of like, cut the crap, Sagittarius, you know. I think that you guys are starting to see and feel with yourselves too with these eclipses, because they are moments of illumination. They're also portals. And the way that the portals work, the lunar eclipse is attached to the solar eclipse, is attached to the lunar eclipse, is attached to the knee bone, the shoulder bone, you know what I'm saying? So the last set of eclipses that we had it's like early May, I think, was the last lunar eclipse. So late April would have been solar. So think back to that time, what was going on in your life, and start pulling from there and recognizing what is similar to what's going on in your life now. Because you're going to have common themes that are being projected through those portals. Are you in a place where you're going through the same damn thing over again and you haven't learned anything more? Well, take stock of that and ask yourself why. No need to beat yourself up, but because Queen of Swords here is here in what's important, and she's the honest beezy, but she's kind and compassionate. She's gonna slap you, but then she's gonna kiss you afterwards. So there's definitely a note of not here about running away, but needing to pursue not the work, but the work within yourself. So you're being encouraged to move towards that instead of being chastised for running away from it last week. Does that make sense? You guys are making progress, and that's good. It's a good, you guys, great and good. Bottom of the deck, here's what I wanted to see. Okay, so there's definitely fear surrounding your own mind right now, and that makes sense. With needing to start working on yourself, what's going on inside there, a lot of you are probably feeling betrayed by your own mind, because your mind is, if you're anything like me, my intuition, like, I do get a gut feeling, but we all have our own way of feeling intuition, like that message that comes through, that is a message from the ether or spirit. For me, it comes through mostly as thoughts, which for most of my life has been super freaking confusing, because everything comes through as thoughts. There's a lot of thoughts up there. So having to, for me, sift through, for me, I need to get into a place where I am grounded. Before I do these videos, I make sure I do protection, I ground myself, I call in the team that I want to be working with, and I call in your team as well. So I know the thoughts that are coming in at this point, as I've trained myself and worked with my own gifts and intuitive ability. I know what I'm discerning between now, but it hasn't always been that way. That may be that way for you too. Maybe your intuition comes through as thoughts. Being Gemini, there's a lot of air that comes through. I have emotional responses in different parts of my body too that mean different things too. It's really complex, and we're all complex. But that I'm just explaining for you, like, if I feel something over here versus over here, or here over here versus here, they all mean different things. And for you, needing to figure out what is a message from your guides, God, angels, universe, spirit, versus your ego, your fear, your anxiety, your inner child, a pain body. That is what you're being encouraged to start running towards. And running, not run, don't walk. There is a fire, Sagittarius, and it's you. Run, don't walk. run to you. Thank you, Whitney Houston. I run to you. Go run to yourself. You deserve it, baby. And they're waiting for you too. They've been waiting for a long time. I just see those little kiddos have been waiting for a long time. Go give them a hug. Go give them a kiss. Go wrap them up in everything that you are that is warm and vibrant and wonderful. You beautiful, beautiful soul, Sagittarius. So the energy that is not important this week is the Eight of Cups. And this is, typically is about leaving something behind, leaving some their cups there on the beach and moving forward without them. So I actually take from this the thing that what it's referring to and leaving behind is you. You're not leaving yourself behind this week, Sagittarius. And the message, it's kind of similar, like I said, to last week, but I can feel the shift. It's a little bit brighter. And like I was talking to Aries earlier on in their reading, I don't like giving messages that are hard to receive, but I'm grateful that I can give them and that they are received. Because the reality is, every day is not Disneyland. We don't know hope without fear. We don't know joy without sorrow. We don't know positivity without negativity. That is the crux of being human. And there's beauty in that. Truly. I myself don't always see that either. Like I got you guys, I've definitely been through many dark nights. many. I'm just coming out of one myself now. And I know what it feels like to abandon myself here too. So what is not important this week, and that energy in this card, that is never important. We do not abandon ourselves. We may have been abandoned in the past, and most of us have been. But we don't carry that on for ourselves. That is evil. And we deserve so much more. We deserve everything more. Especially if you have actually been abandoned. And I personally, I do struggle with abandonment trauma. It's something that I've done a lot of work personally and professionally. Not me as a professional, but working with professionals to work on that. So I do understand. Don't continue to abandon yourself just because you've been abandoned. Now is the time to start running towards that work, to love that kiddo, the deer. I'm loving this deer card for you, Sagittarius. Love, love, love. But I love love. And I know you love love too. We all have a light and dark side of ourselves, right? And Sagittarius, your light side is just, it's my favorite. I won't, any sign that's going to ask me, Sagittarius is my favorite. Okay? It's just because some of my best friends are Sagittarius. I just get along with that Sagittarian energy. I love, you're ruled by Jupiter. It's a planet of movement. You guys love adventure. I love adventure. You tend to be, fiery and passionate, and you have intelligence too, in a fun, zesty, sassy way. And that's me too. So I love, love, love you guys. And you are being encouraged to love yourself too. All of those wonderful dynamic pieces of yourself that I'm mentioning there, I think some of you, or a lot of you, have been struggling to be in that energy and to celebrate those parts of yourself because you have been abandoning yourself. And this has been triggering moments in your life, or triggering you back to moments in your life, where you were abandoned and you're feeling like that's happening again. In a way, because that's how the brain works. It doesn't know. I don't know why I just turned that around. Turn around, Sagittarius. It's not too late. That's what I'm getting. It's not too late to turn around. This message is for somebody, but I'm getting all the chills here. It is not too late to turn around. Some of you may be feeling like you're too far into something. Nope. God, that's weird. Whoever that's for, you're not too far into something. You're not too far gone. You always have a choice every single day to change directions, to pivot. Pivot, pivot, pivot. You can pivot. So you're being asked to don't abandon yourself here. Make the choice to pivot. You can do that. I don't know who that's for, but take it as it resonates, okay? This is a general reading. The energy that is important this week is the Queen of Swords, and you guys have had the Queen of Swords. I think probably every reading, honestly. All 4 of them. Like I said, I've been doing this for 3 weeks. I feel like I've been doing this forever, you guys. And in a way I kind of have. Not necessarily with the tarot or in this dynamic, but doing hair as a hairdresser, doing optical. I've always been around people in a way that I'm communicating like this. I'm sending messages or I'm channeling, and I didn't realize I was doing it a lot of the time. So this just feels like home. I just feel like I'm home. But back to you. Welcome home. Welcome home, Saggy. You are being encouraged, and there's a much more loving vibe this week. I'm telling you guys, it did feel a little bit more like, come on, Saggy, last week. And I think that you guys are starting to listen to that within yourself. And I'm so proud of you. So proud, truly. So keep focusing, though, on what the truth is. In not abandoning yourself, you are going inward and looking outward, too. Those things and dynamics that are around you, who are you surrounding yourself with? Like I was telling Aries too, what are you consuming? Whether that's food, media, the friends that you're around, your family. Because, your family too, you guys, just because you are blood doesn't actually mean anything. And I know culturally in many different places, you can disagree with me if you'd like, but I will tell you what the saying is. Most people know it as blood is thicker than water, right? The full saying is the blood of the tomb is thicker than the water of the womb, which is actually the complete opposite meaning of the way that we say it now. Blood is thicker than water. We take it as blood. Family is thicker than water, friendship, or whatever other. No. The blood of the tomb, which is your covenant, your brothership, who you choose to be family with. Blood of the tomb is thicker than the water of the womb. That is your blood family. Elucidate on that. And that's a pretty old saying, okay? So that idea has been around for a while. Just because you popped out of somebody and grew up with some other people does not mean that you actually owe them anything if they are something that is a toxic effect in your life. Okay? I know for me personally, I don't talk to my family. And I don't know if I ever will. I talk to my little sister right now, here and there. That's one of the only people. She actually does tarot as well. I may have her on as a guest here in November. So we'll see about that. But not to go too far into that story, I have lived that and experienced that myself. I've had to make that choice to choose me. And I'm glad that I did. It's been hard. I'm not telling you guys to run from anything that doesn't make sense to do that. I'm just feeling encouraged to offer another viewpoint if that is necessary for you. You don't owe anybody who may be abusing you anything, okay? And that's a part of that is the truth here. Be honest. Where are you? Who are you? Who, what, where, when, why, and how? Who are you? Who? 7 of Cups is where this leads, or what it's good for. 7 of Cups is spoiled for choice, is what I'm getting on that. 7 of Cups can be having a hard time committing as well, because there are so many choices, or just struggling to nail down a decision. So what I'm getting from this, having this being the important energy, to not abandon yourself and to continue to be honest with yourself in a compassionate and kind way, because the choices that are coming forward for you are not easy to make. And there may be several different paths that you can take. I'm not sure, it could be involving career, family, where you're living, maybe health is going to be coming up for some of you, or is already going on with. I mean, we all cross certain thresholds, I feel like, especially as we get older. And that's one of the beautiful things about the human experience, if we were to take a moment and connect over that, is that You know, we tend to go through hoops that are similar, maybe not exactly the same, but there's no reason to be comparative unless we're feeling disvalidated ourselves in our own experience. And that starts with you. That starts with you validating your own experience first. And that's not always an easy process. Like I said, bringing up the narc, I'm not like fully in a place where I'm getting better and getting closer to accepting that, but there are still days where I break the F down, because it's a hard reality to swallow sometimes. But continuing to make that choice to validate my own experience is very important. And same with you. Toxic positivity is not the way to go, is kind of what I'm feeling in that. If you are experiencing something where you need validation, you validating yourself first is crucial, because that's showing the universe that you're ready for validation. It all starts here, you guys. And I know you know that. Just a friendly reminder, okay? So whatever's coming forward there's going to be a lot of choices, and you may be having a hard time deciding. We're going to clarify that. But Four of Wands here is the energy of your Bane. Bane boon energy needs to be cleared here. So this is your challenge for the week. This, well, actually what was just screaming in my head was marriage. So this card is about celebration. It's about a mile marker, crossing a threshold, getting something done that you've been working towards. But a marriage is also a part of this. I think some of you maybe your challenge this week is marriage. And that marriage could be, a legal marriage to a spouse. It could also be the marriage that you have with yourself. Because we should, I don't like to say should because should infers shame. We ought to marry ourselves first. We ought to court ourselves, because there's so much in going through that process of learning how to do that for ourselves and love ourselves in that way, to choose ourselves first, to then be able to go out and share that with other people, especially in the form of a marriage. I think a lot of that beauty of that energy, that process that we go through as humans has been lost through the ages, especially from more ancient cultures to cultures that, like, not pointing fingers, but I am definitely white. I come from a history and culture of colonialism, of spreading and taking culture and knowledge from other groups of people. Like that happened, that happened, you guys, many, many times, and still to a degree does. So my point in that is there has been knowledge and understanding in the process of like what it is to be here that has been lost. I think it's starting to come back in this day and age. Thank God we have things like technology to be able to share information. But I very much feel that. I feel like there is a new human that is coming forth, and we're all a part of that. We're all giving birth to those components of that new human. So yes, your challenge this week is marriage, is what I'm getting. Whether that is the marriage that you have to another partner or to yourself, I think it starts with you. Because if you're having a hard time with that marriage, you're probably having a hard time with this marriage, your ME-rriage. As what is his name? Chris Witecki. He does I can't remember his podcast or service right now, but he does like a personalized astrology where he texts you. I feel so bad. I'll try to find that and put that in the comments. But Chris Witecki. Anyway, your ME-rriage. And I love that concept because hell yeah. So that's going to be a challenge for it. Just keep your eyes peeled. Just be open to compassion too, is actually what I'm getting from that compassion and kindness of the honesty. You don't need to be beating yourself up, okay? If you are struggling with your ME-rriage or your marriage, your ME-rriage, or ME-rriage, choose compassion, okay? Because where there is fire, there's pain. Something is burning, there's a burn, there's hurt, and it's probably you and it's probably the other person. And if it's just you, it's you and that child inside of you. So bring some ointment, for that burn, not anger. Don't need to scratch at it more. So Page of Swords here is your blessing for the week, your boon. Boom, boom, boom. Page of Swords is the student of the deck here. They are an incredible learner. They have the ability to ascertain knowledge, and they love to learn. So this card also talks about, because they're so good at learning or ascertaining knowledge, this card can be viewed as a spy sometimes, somebody who, whether intentionally or unintentionally, may be gathering more information than they need to, specifically about a person. So some of you, that may be for some of you. This is being in the blessing section. The blessing is that you have a space that's opening up for you to learn whatever it is that you need to learn. There are going to be situations, people, dreams, thoughts just coming through, TV shows, whatever on your phone, synchronicities and serendipities that are coming through to direct you and teach you and show you what it is that you need to know to cross that ravine on the sword with no shoes, no less. Wear her shoes. She's like, F shoes. I don't need shoes. But for some of you, there is a caution to that as well, of just be careful of crossing boundaries of privacy. Okay, if there's something going on where you do feel like you want to know more about somebody, just don't get caught up in doing something you might regret later. That's all. It's not a very strong message, but it's definitely in there. And then the energy that needs to be cleared, this is interesting because you've got the Two of Cups in your love section too. That's a good thing. So the Two of Cups here is, well, and maybe I'm getting a couple different messages from this. So Two of Cups is definitely like the start of new love. Could be the start of a great friendship. Could be a business partnership. Something that's great though. These people are holding hands and that divine loving energy is pouring through and filling up these two cups. That's some power, y'all. You got some power in your corner now. What I'm getting from this is that for most of you, this is blocked. There's an opportunity or a situation where you have the ability to really tap into this divine love and flow, to fill your cup and to maybe fill the cup of another person just by having this connection, but it's blocked for some reason. And it could be because you need to focus on you. Like I said, that message earlier of like, it's okay, you can turn around. Turn around. It's never too late to turn around, to make a different choice. I have a little moth thing flying around here, sorry. Or you're welcome, because moths are about transformation. You're welcome. I do feel like this is a very transformative week for you. This is a very transformative time, this whole eclipse season. It has been for everybody, but specifically for you guys, there's a lot of transformation. You are being birthed by our mother goddess Earth herself. You're going through some serious evolution, and that's not easy. So this energy, I'm not sure exactly whether it is like this connection to yourself from the past. It could be work. It could be your partner. It could be someone from the past, a friend, maybe ex-lover, even a situation where there was this divine energy that was flowing freely, that was stopped. You're being reminded of that for some reason. I think that it's because that's possible again. I'm not necessarily saying with like these people from the past, but maybe mostly what I'm getting is to remind you of what that feels like. Because that's, oh God, that feels good. That's like a nice hot shower after going camping for a week. Snuggling up in a warm blanket on the couch while it's raining outside, and just having the universe make you a bowl of the best chicken noodle soup. I don't know. This is some high vibe feeling, but it's blocked. And I think that it's being held for you. Maybe less that it's blocked. It's being held in stasis for you. And for others of you, I feel like it's being blocked, or it's being blocked because you are refusing it. So for most of you, I think it's because you need to just get some things more centered, start running more towards yourself. But others of you, it's because you are willfully blocking it for some reason. So I'm going to get some clarification. Clarification, please, Spirit, on these cards. 7 of Cups here, please. Seven. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a lot of awesome change coming through for you here. Realignment, shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. So that's why this is coming through as being difficult. Whatever's coming through after or while you're being honest with yourself, allowing that truth to shine through, you're having a hard time making the decision on which path. Maybe these are all different paths to take. Who the new you is going to be. Who you be? Who knew you be? New phone, who you? Needing to realign your outer sight and your inner sight in order to have better clarity on which path may be correct for you. Because this individual, all these cups are all turned over, and they don't know what are in those cups. He's thinking real hard there, but I had a subscriber tell me too that I look like this guy on here. I don't know, maybe sometimes, but you can't see physically what's under these cups. So what you need to do is use your inner sight. And in order to do that, you need to get balanced on things. We're not running away from ourselves anymore. We're not abandoning ourselves anymore. That's so 1900s anyway, okay? It's 2023 or whatever time it is. I don't know. 4 of Wands here. Can we get some clarification, please? Pretty, please. Okay. So we got 2. Okay. Okay. So like I was saying with the 4 of Wands, this is your challenge for the week, and the marriage, the ME-rriage. So 2 cards did come out here. One is Lovers, a passionate connection, shared vision and value. And then the other is Confession, releasing a secret, pursuing virtue through honesty. So, Shaggy, what's going on here? I feel like I just got very, very dizzy. Not like attack kind of dizzy, but like you are feeling dizzy. There's something. What are you hiding, yo? For some of you, I don't feel like this is for every single one of you, but for some of you, I'm very much getting like I don't want to say dirty little secret, but I'll keep you my dirty little secret. Yo. If that's the case, you know, I'm not going to chastise anybody here. Okay. If this is a situation where, like, let's say this is to do with your marriage here, and something's happened where, I don't even want to say unfaithful, where you haven't been communicating something that you've been doing. Maybe your partner's not aware of something that you've done or have been doing. I am just feeling encouraged to say, along the same lines there, it is never too late to turn around. Okay. It's never too late to turn around. And that's abandoning yourself too. Not even taking into consideration this other party, if that's what's going on with you. You're abandoning them as well, but first you're abandoning yourself. That makes sense if that's what's going on here with any of you. And this, I feel like this could be like literally another person, an affair, a more sordid affair. It could be just giving that energy to another something too. Like maybe you're giving more of your loving energy to a project of yours. instead of giving it to yourself first and then, you know, the partner that you've decided to make a commitment with as well. But for some of you, this is very odd. I mean, it's not odd. It's very, it gave me chills that they both came out in the same go, especially connected to the marriage portion here. If you are doing anything that is against how you want to be behaving, and ultimately is against the way that you really want to be treating those that you do love too, this is an encouragement here to be honest. Like I said, I'm not going to this isn't about chastising. We are human, okay? And we do things for multitudinous reasons. What I feel encouraged to say is it is never too late to start choosing love again, okay? And you have dear here. Love. Dear love. Well said. Dear John. Dear John, that person. I mean, you don't ghost if this is a person. There's a healthy dose of communication that needs to start happening here, okay? Saggy. And for those of you that this is involving more yourself, I just feel it's important to confess to yourself, where are you not loving yourself in your ME-rriage, like I said. But I definitely got a very strong note of somebody might be being a little bit more spicy, you know, turned up the heat a little bit. So Page of Swords here as your benefit for the week, your blessing. Things just got real complicated real quick. I'm not going to put that in the description line, okay? That can just be a surprise. Expansion. Pursue bigger and greater endeavors. So that can absolutely be, you know, in your process of learning. This could be learning about yourself more for some of you. It could be maybe some of you need to go back to school or start taking on an apprenticeship type role to learn a bit more as far as where you want to go. Maybe part of working on yourself and working on this is getting clear, that honesty about, I don't know, career not working for you. Because you've got some like new energy in career too coming up. So there's definitely expansion in your blessing. I love that. Love, 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 love. So can we clarify the Two of Cups, please? Lovers and confession, my goodness. Like, I want to know more, but I'm not going to creep on you. You know what I mean, Saggy? Embrace, find peace with your current state of being. So connecting that to this here, I do feel like that maybe that is more connected to what I was saying about the past. Whomever, whatever that this situation was connected to, where you were feeling that flow of divine energy. It could be the situation that you're in now, but I feel like that faucet, that spigot has been turned off, and probably by more than just one person, but it seems that you have forgotten what that feels like or how to get there. So you're being encouraged to find peace in the current state of being right now, which is, for some of you, if there are things going on that aren't in alignment with who you want to be, which to whatever degree, whether that's, you know, you're just not being honest with yourself, you're abandoning yourself, or you're abandoning your partner as well, or promises that you've made, you know, vows, you're just being encouraged to get honest with what is going on right now, because you can't turn around until you get clear on where you are. You're upside down, you're floating, you're spinning. Just be honest with yourself. It may hurt, but you're hurting already, I feel like. So take a chance. You can do this, Sagittarius. I believe in you. So it's a little, you know, you're still getting to the shoreline here. You're breaking the rocks right now, but I think the ship came down a while ago. And I think for those of you that this, just kind of back to this, for those of you that does apply to, it's easy for me to just say, don't be afraid. Like I said, I was talking about that at the beginning of this here. I think you'll be surprised. Okay, I actually feel inclined to pull another card here on that, whoever that applies to specifically, as a piece of advice here, please, Spirit. Because that is a thorn that once removed is going to allow so much healing. Okay. no matter what the outcome is. But support, any additional information for Sagittarius in that situation. Three of Wands. So Two of Wands is all about making a plan. Three of Wands is putting that plan into action. Part of this as well, though, Sagittarius, so this is specifically for whoever is doing whatever it is they are doing. In the Standard Wyatt card, there's a person that's looking out on what they think is the desert. And they want to traverse that by ship, but you can't sail the desert, right? Then they notice that there are actually ships out there. And then they come to realize that they're staring at the ocean and not the desert. So the point in that portion of the card is that things are not as they seem. Obviously, could be pointing to that, well, things are not as they seem. Just like I said, I think that you'll be surprised. Like, nobody wants to receive that news, obviously. It doesn't feel good to feel betrayed, whether you're doing that to yourself. I mean, how do you feel if this is involving you? This is just for somebody's, or maybe all of you. I don't know. It's been a crazy, crazy, crazy year, okay? Things are not what you see them to be, is what I'm getting. So there's some additional encouragement for you there to decide whatever it is that you want to do. I encourage you to be authentic, and that is what Spirit is encouraging you to do as well. And that includes everything, okay? Be brave. Je veux que tu sois courageux, Sagittarius. I want to see you be brave today. All right, so we're going to move into love. So love, I just got chills, actually. Love, 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 love. Two of Cups. This is what it is to do with. What it is, what it isn't. Ace of Swords. It's going to be your action to avoid, and then you've got the Wheel as the action to take. This is actually a very, very good. Very, very good. I like. So Two of Cups here. And I love this card. Actually, it came out for Aries as well. And this is my This May Hurt deck, the queer inclusive deck that I got not too long ago. And I haven't actually pulled this card yet, even for myself in personal reads. But I love it because look at, they're just, like, you can just feel the love there. And also having this, two men hugging in a romantic embrace, I have not seen included in the tarot. I know there are some other decks, but this is my first time. This gives me all the warm fuzzies. I like it. So this brings a lot of happy feelings, and having the energy that needs to be cleared for your highest outcome be the topic of your love right now tells me, it points directly to that. There's something that you need to accept about your situation right now that you're not accepting. And part of that is you. Part of it may be what you're doing or what you're not doing. You guys know. You guys know what this message means, okay? But for you singles or mingles, those in a coupleship or multiple partnership or as a single person, it's the same here. There's an opportunity to, as a single, there's some love coming in possibly. Very strong possibility. Because this card can be like an introduction of a good friend, like I said, or a business partnership. Being in love, though, this is love, you guys. There's love coming in. Now, is this love from another person? I'd say 75% of you, yes, that are looking for love. That is the situation. 25% of you, I think that that love is maybe actually from your, you know what I'm getting actually is from like an ancestor. Somebody who used to hug you like this. Interesting. That's for some of you, but I do feel like there is a relationship coming forward here. Woo-woo! Yes, Sagittarius. Wow. Yeah. So action to avoid here, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is, all of the swords are, it's air, it's mind. It is not heart. Cups are emotions and hearts. So the Ace of Swords being the only sword in the whole deck that's straight, completely vertical, 90 degrees here. The point of that, every other sword that's in the deck is at some sort of varying angle, and it represents a mixture of logic with emotion or spirit, that sort of thing. Being straight up and down like this, what it is saying, this is 100% logic. This is no heart. This is no anxiety. This is cutting through the bullshit. Okay. And this is an energy that's good when there are, like, say you are spinning out on something and you just need a healthy dose of logic. That's what the Ace of Swords represents. Being in your position of action to avoid, what I'm getting is shut your damn brain off, okay? Shut it off, because it's getting in your way. I'm very much getting a feeling of anxiety, like a kind of fluttering, a heart fluttering. And that could be, I don't think it's, palpitation. I don't think it's a heart murmur. Oh my God. You know that feeling you get when your heart flutters and when you're interested in somebody and love somebody? Yeah, that's a heart murmur, okay? I'm kidding. I'm getting anxiety. Like there's too much logic here is causing you guys anxiety, whether in a relationship or as a single person. Get out of your way. Just get out of your right. Get out of your head, okay? Because it is dangerous in there. Danger! Danger! High voltage! It's serving you in a lot of ways. I know it has in the past, but right now it is not. You're being encouraged to open your heart, okay? This is mostly ego right now too, that I'm getting from that. So it doesn't need to disappear forever, but in regards to love, stop thinking with your head as much. You can still, I'm not getting to go, throw 3 sheets to the wind or whatever, 4 sheets, I don't know how many sheets you throw to the wind. You still want some intellect there and logic there, but this is a good bond, you guys. Something beautiful is coming in. So action to take is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a change of fate. Baby. Ooh, baby. This is a change of fate for the better. And this is available to you. I think whether or not you take the advice of stepping out of your brain, but it's going to be a more comfortable ride if you let go of the control that you think you have with your brain and your thoughts. Because you don't have control. You don't. The only thing you have control over is letting go of control. So just own that, This is a powerful, powerful energy. This is chaos. This you do not have control over, okay? So give in. Let it overtake you. Whether as a single person or as a coupleship, multiple partnership, whatever's going on, whatever's coming in for you, you rip the door off the hinges. You let that in. And if your mind is telling you no, tell it to shut up. Tell it to go make you a sandwich, okay? Because you have someone at the door that you need to let in. I'm going to pull an oracle card on that. We get some more info. Okay. Spirits are ready to divulge passions. Don't be afraid to fail. Follow what makes your heart happy. You guys! I was just saying this. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Instead of your head here, okay? You don't need to totally shut it off, but there's a balance that needs to happen. Kind of like the way that those lovely divine juices that are flowing. There needs to be a balance here. But right now, you're way out of balance with your mind. And, oh my gosh, don't be afraid to fail. Because what's coming here is, what I'm getting is you don't have a choice. It's coming. You can decide to shut it out. You can decide not to answer the door. You can decide to kick it in the teeth once it shows up. But why? Why would you do that, Sagittarius? You're not abandoning yourself, remember? And that can be whether in a relationship or single, like I said. You are being encouraged to listen to your mother freaking heart. It is not lying to you, okay? And the thing is, you guys, I know that you know exactly what it's saying already. You have for a while. Because I'm feeling this expansion, even as expansion. I'm feeling this expansion even as I'm saying that. You are feeling that too. You know what your heart is saying right now. So quit playing dumb. You're not dumb either. You're not a dumb liar, so quit playing that part. I'm so excited for you, Sagittarius. You tell me what it is that's coming. I mean, I'll keep an eye out for next week, but that's oh, I'm so excited for you. I love, you guys. I love it. I mean, for yourself, for anyone else, love is just like, this is the bee's knees. I freaking love it. And seeing it come through in a reading like this, especially connected to fate, you can't stop this. You can't stop the avalanche. Okay? It's coming. I say write it. And your heart is saying that too. Okay, let's get into career. Okay, so with career, you've got Page of Cups here, the King of Swords, excuse me, and Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Cups here talks about, this is what your career has to do with right now. So there's something, because we're not avoiding what is going on inside of ourselves right now, this week, last couple of weeks with work, but work still needs to be there. You do still have hopes, dreams, aspirations, things that you want to accomplish with work, of course. And that's what this card is representing. This fish that's in the bag here, this individual is looking at it. It's a thought. It's something that they want to procure. It's something that they want to make real. The thing about it, though, is they have to, let's say, they have to unleash that fish into the ocean in order to make it a part of this reality. That's the particle they need to collapse from the wave function. If you go that route of understanding. There are others, but I like that one. So this is encouraging you to put the effort into, putting it into yourself first, I think, making yourself strong first in order to take on the challenge of whatever it is that you want to make real in your career realm. But you're being encouraged to stop having it be a fantasy. Maybe, it doesn't have anything to do with the work that you're doing right now. Maybe you want to change careers. Maybe you want to write a book is what's coming. Maybe you want to write a book. Lots of people are writing books, and it's so easy to get on something like Audible or Amazon. I love this day and age, just like what I'm doing here with YouTube. Any of us can now put what our gifts are out into the world so much easier. And that's so wonderful. I love that. And I know that you love the idea of that too. So taking the action that's needed to make this real is what this is talking about in your career. And like I said, that could be switching what you're doing, but that's what it's talking about. Because I think you're feeling overwhelmed with emotion in a negative way towards what you're doing right now. The King of Swords, and that's kind of what directs me in that way too. Page of Cups has an overwhelm of emotion attached to it, but King of Swords is your action to avoid here. And King of Swords is a very cold energy. Just like your Ace of Swords here in love, it's telling you to stop your brain. I don't know what's going on, Sagittarius, but it is betraying you. It's not doing you any favors right now. Certainly not. So the King of Swords is, they have some wonderful qualities about them too, but being in the action to avoid here is where I'm getting into that kind of cold, calculating energy. It can be heartless. That's what you're being asked to avoid right now. Turn on your heart. Listen to your heart. Both career and love. You're being encouraged. I don't know what happened that you shut your heart off, but it's time to start living a life where you benefit from that. Because truly, it's not a life without your heart, you guys. It's survival. I guess that's a part of life, but we're at a place evolutionarily where we're moving into thriving as much as we can. And that is possible for literally everybody here to thrive. Things need to change. Don't get me wrong. And it's not a, process, but I know that is possible. There is a future where we don't struggle the way that we do now. But it starts with each and every one of us making the decision to start choosing that authenticity and to turn those parts of ourselves back on. The fifth dimension is heart, you guys. So if you want to ascend there, because not all of us will. but I'd like to take all of you with me, you know? Turn your heart on. Bye, Severus Snape. That's a cold and unfeeling emotion that you are Sagittarius, yo. And it definitely can start shutting your heart off, starts bringing out those darker sides of the Sagittarius. And that's not, that I know you don't like feeling that way. And again, that message of it's not too late to turn around. You may feel too far gone, but you're not. That's not real. That fear is not real. Not today, Satan. So Page of Pentacles being the action to take. Page of Pentacles, this is like, this individual is ready to go and create new opportunity, or take advantage of new opportunities, run with it. The thing about this energy, though, is there is a little bit of a warning of just be sure that you're going into it with a plan. Because pages are the beginning of the court cards. They are the younger energy of the suit. Knights are still a bit younger too, but getting into Queen and King is where they start mastering those qualities of the suit. So this individual is super excited to get started. Like, I'm so happy, this is my first job and I just want to do everything, to the point where they might burn themselves out. That's why it's important to come up with a game plan. But you've got something really wonderful in the realm of making money, whether that is your current job, a promotion, something that a new idea you want to present to the company you're working for, or working for yourself to incorporate into your business, or like I said, to shift gears, pivot. Maybe you want to try writing a book. Maybe you want to go back to school and try something new. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to start a blog. Now is the time to do it. Like, the possibilities are really, truly endless right now, but they're not just going to fall on your lap. What is going to fall on your lap is that whisper on the wind, your heart. Those messages that you're getting that you have been ignoring and that some of you are starting to listen to. This is some wonderful, wonderful energy, you guys. Yay, Sagittarius, I'm so happy. I love being able to deliver a more happy message. You guys, I love you so freaking much. Thank you for joining me here this week. I will see you next week, okay? Bye.